Alright everybody, well hello and welcome to the first video of the YouTube channel. My name is Ghost and we'll be playing Dawn of Man for the first Let's Play of the channel. It's kind of a game like Banished or the older games of Age of Empire if you've played them, or Red Alert. It's kind of, you start with a little tribe of people and then you slowly build up and try to survive and get to the next stage and just kind of progress. So, alright, without holding everybody up, we'll go ahead and make a new game. I've played a tutorial and jumped on my own little map just to get my bearings and figure out what's going on in the game, so I'm not fumbling around in the beginning. So, kind of got the first half an hour to an hour of gameplay down, so everything past that we'll be kind of learning together. As you see, I haven't really gotten too far, so if everybody likes it, we'll go ahead and just kind of keep playing through and try to get all the milestones and challenges and stuff and see what's going on. So, alright, let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to go with the Forest River and go ahead and make our name for the settlement. Capital. Alright, and here we go. So like I said, this is the first Let's Play for the channel. The channel is kind of going to be roundabouts of a lot of different things. Let's Plays, breeding for certain reptiles and mammals, and in-depth how-tos on how to build certain things, and also working on vehicles in later date and time. But you know, we'll go ahead and start off with the Let's Plays and then kind of just see how the years progress. So, alright, without further ado, here we go. And as you see, you know, you kind of start with a little bit of people. You got 7 people to start off, and you got 2 huts, if I'm not mistaken, and one little craft area. So, the way the game works is you have a set amount of people based upon the homes that you have. Right now we're in tents. We're kind of like caveman-esque type people right now. And, you know, the base of the game is you have to try to survive throughout the seasons, and they start you off in spring, which is pretty nice. So if anybody out there has played Banished, it's very, very similar to that as far as playing, and from what I've seen, difference-wise, you kind of have more objectives than what Banished did and Raiders. But then again, I haven't completely played Banished for a very extended period of time, but I have played quite a bit, so we'll go ahead and see what the differences are. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to head and set up some fishing spots. Now the way the fishing works in this game, you kind of set up these little circles, and you let people go fish, and it has a bar for how much fishing you can do in this set area. So right now we're going to try to grab 3 of them, and then we're going to scroll over here. It's WASD to move the camera around, and then you have Q and E that rotate for you. We're going to go ahead and look over here at this little plot, and we'll change this to 3 people for right now until they run that out. And then we'll run over here, craft 2 little harpoons, and we'll jump over here, get some people gathering some sticks if we can find any. It'll be a red circle until you find sticks. You'll see these little arrows that come up on the screen. You just kind of can zoom in and out with Z and C, and as far as your circle goes. So we'll go ahead and make a little circle here, and then we're also going to want to grab some flint in the earlier parts of the game just to start getting ourselves going. Flint and sticks is what you need to start off, and then like I said, everything will be lit up. It's a pretty simple game. You just kind of make your circles, decide where you want people to go, and then go ahead and pick how many people you want to be at each little area for harvesting. So we're going to go ahead and leave 1 at each other than fishing. The set number is 1 per circle you go to. And also, if you hold tab, you go into something called the hunting mode, and you can just kind of run around. It pauses the game, and you can see what animals are around you. To start off, you kind of want to go for more of the green animals, preferably something that says old. Adults are just full health, and they can take some time to kill. And you know, everything progressively gets harder as it goes up with the colors. So we're kind of just gonna go ahead and go for the closest thing, since everything seems to be pretty much adults in the area. We'll go ahead and do this wild donkey. See if we can get some people to go ahead and get him. And killing the animals gets you hide and meat for later on storage and building in the game. So it's kind of an essential point. Depending upon the way you want to play the game, you go ahead and kill as many animals as you feel like you need. You have a decent amount of time till winter, so you get to kind of pick and choose what you want to do very widely. So we'll go ahead and let them all start doing this. Now, this is a game where you can speed up the progression. If you hit the number 4 on your screen, it'll immediately change it to game speed 8, which kind of just makes the game go overly fast and speeds up the amount of progression time. And as you've seen, the wild donkey kind of escapes. So that's another reason why it's not exactly the best to go right after something that is a wild adult. At least in the beginning, you kind of want to go for more of low-level things that you're not really going to have to worry about it running away and your people not being able to chase it down. And then you also get these things called knowledge points for each amount of stuff you get. It's normally 10 for the first knowledge points for everything. So right here where it says 4 on sticks, when that reaches about 10, we should get a knowledge point. And then you kind of spend them right here, and you have different ages you go through till you get to the end where it's Iron Ages, and you know, you get different amount of points you can spend for stuff, and you kind of got to get everything before you move to the next stage, minus these ones right here where it specifically tells you that this unlocks this era, and then you can hop into that and then start getting everything else. And then everything kind of has its own little traits, where like bone tools you have to have before you get composite tools, which is pretty much just flint stuff. And then the bone tools and the flint stuff, everything just gets more and more damage. And drying food, you get to have food storage longer. Tanning, you can make better armor. And the spirituality in the game is also for to keep up your morale. So if you see people have like a little unhappy meter above their head, like a frowny face, you just want to go ahead and throw up a little totem, and they'll go ahead and run over to that and do their little prayer, and then they'll be all happy again. And plates and stuff down, again, it's just C and Z changes the direction. So to start off, we're going to go ahead and throw down 2 of these drying racks, so that when we have successful hunts, we can go ahead and get some stuff dried. We're also going to go ahead and build a rock pile right beside our wood pile, so that we can also have a little bit extra storage for all of our goods. And in early game, the people do store stuff in their tents. So if you get a message that says something along the lines of insignificant storage, it's pretty much just telling you that your tents are full. And pretty much to fix that, you just kind of go ahead and build the little storage tents, and then also just building more houses. And then once you upgrade the houses, it also allows you to have more and more people. Plus, the more houses you build, it also gives the chance of people joining your tribe in the game. it's kind of more of again how you want to play and determined by how quickly you want to progress, or if you want to take things slowly and not have to worry about it. And I'm assuming it's very similar to Banished, where you can get ahead of yourself if you try to rush through the game speed. You kind of want to focus on getting food in early game just so that you don't have to worry about it later. And for me personally, I like going for the most food stuff I can get before I go for any kind of weapons. And just right there, like I said, you get a knowledge point for different milestones reached. So we just got 10 flint and then again 10 sticks, and we got 2 knowledge points in total for that. And as you can see, the little number down here is how many knowledge points you need before you can unlock whatever the specific tree is. So we're gonna go ahead and again hit this little hunting mode and see if we can find anybody around here. And also all these right here, these are plants. If it has the harvest down here, it tells you when it can be harvested, aka in summer or fall or whatever season it's in. The plants do stay there all year round. It's just you can't harvest them in certain seasons. But also certain plants like this, you can't harvest it, excuse me, until you have whatever the tree unlocked is that is needed for it. But you can, however, if you find some berries, and I think these right here are berry bushes, if you go back out of the hunting mode and then click it off to the side and again place another little work area, you can harvest wild plants. And again, you know, you can make the circle as big or small as you want depending upon what you want to do, and you can change the amount of people at it. We're just going to leave it at 1 person per one for now because we only have 7 people. And then also, if you do hunting modes, it does just take the nearest person, from what I've seen, from whatever they're doing to go chase down whatever it is. And generally speaking, you do have a very high chance of getting whatever it is. Again, in early game, it's a little bit more difficult just with the amount of stuff you have. And also, you can come across certain animals that are, again, old, or just like this one where it says wild donkey and his health is very low. You have a much higher chance of getting him. But since he's so far away from the base, we're just going to go ahead and let him go and just keep trying to see if we have anything close that we can go ahead and hunt. I think the closest thing we have is that boar and this young reindeer. So what you can do, if you can't really find anything that's aka old, which just means it's not going to move as fast or have the chance of getting away as easily from what I've seen, you can go ahead and find like 2 people that are decently close to each other. Go ahead and tab out, and if you left click, you can grab both of the people at the same time, and then you run over and just right click the animal, and again they'll stop what they're doing and go chase it, and you know, just hunt it down and try to get the meat for everybody else back at the camp. And you know, it's not too terrible as far as food consumption, especially for winter, for the first little bit of the game. Again, you don't want to necessarily not focus on food at all because your people will starve, but generally the first little bit of winter is not too bad. And see, just there, they got their first reindeer down, and now, you know, you get the debuffs, and then they'll run over and grab the food, and just like he did, this person's going to sit idle, and then they're going to run over and grab the carcass. And also too, now that I'm thinking about it, you also want to run over here and make yourself some bit faces. They act as knives in the game, so you kind of want to have as many knives as you do people, at least for the start, and then, you know, kind of just make whatever else you want. Like wooden spears, we have 4. We got 4 knives, and I'm making 4 more. I'll make 3 more just since we have 7 people. And then for fishing, we have 3 wooden harpoons, which is fine for right now. And then we'll go ahead and make 2 more skin outfits, just so that when we get more people, we do have some in reserves. And then as soon as they get done building that, we'll be in a little bit better standings to survive winter, plus getting extra people. And then also for building, if you ever have a time when you're playing that you want it sped up, all you got to do is run over to whatever item it is that you want sped up, and for buildings it'll have a set to high priority. Just click that and it'll throw a little arrow above it so you won't forget if it's on high priority, and all the people will pretty much stop what they're doing for every other task and run over to that. They will, however, go get the items needed, so you don't really have to worry about making sure people are still doing tasks. As many of the circles you have up, if you have that maxed out as far as the people are concerned, you're never really going to have to worry about running out of stuff for the longevity of it, but you will run out of things for certain points and times. And then this right here is what I was talking about with the fish amount for the certain areas. Now this meter here does go along with everything, so where we set up the grab piles for the flint again has the same storage where it will run out. I don't know if it's a renewable resource, but obviously it's stone, so I'm assuming it's not, but I'm going to go ahead and not say that for sure, just because I'm not entirely positive on that. Again, I haven't played this game excessively long. I just kind of got my bearings down, so I could go ahead and start this Let's Play on the series. I thought it'd be a nice little Let's Play to start with. We'll be doing quite a bit of different games throughout the time on the channel, kind of just based upon what everybody likes and what the interests are. I won't be playing games that I don't like just to get people to watch. I'm not really like that. If you like the content, cool, go ahead and subscribe, and later on we'll be getting like intros and learning how to do the links and stuff, but I'm fairly new at uploading stuff to YouTube, so I'm just kind of going to start off making videos, and if people like the content, you like the content, and you know, we'll just kind of go from there and see what happens. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep on rocking out with this. And just how it said down here, it says no storage slots left. Pretty much that just means that there's stuff in everybody's houses, so these 2 houses are full. And obviously, as you can see, the piles are not, so it's not really based upon exactly the storage, excuse me, is not based upon how many houses you have. That's based upon the amount of stuff you set aside, so that you don't have to worry about running out of anything. We'll go ahead and set this. Actually, I want to leave space for my homes right there, so we're going to go ahead and put it off to the side here, right next to the crafter. See how far over we can get it. Yep, put it right there. And okay, probably about time to run around and try to find another little person to go hunt real quick. Got a reindeer last time, so try to find something else that's relatively close. Again, as far as the closeness goes, the animals do kind of run around, and it's not exactly that hard to find them, especially with this screen. Now, you will want to you know, be careful with sending your mass amount of people out to go hunt stuff. Like I said, things do come to you, so it's kind of fighting against yourself to try to send people out to go hunt when you can kind of just run around and try to find something near your base. And obviously we can't find anything, but we're kind of sitting pretty good on fish. and raw meat, so we'll go ahead and just tab back out of this and wait a little while longer. It is midsummer almost, so we're not on too much of a crunch time. We'll go ahead and just keep focused on building up our supplies and trying to get everything set up. So, but we will also keep an eye out for any possible hunts. There we go. There's a Megalosaurus pretty close to base. I'll go ahead and grab 3 people. Is that a child? Yes, that is a child. Children will not hunt, just so you know. Your better chances are going to be to find adults and run them over to fight or kill whatever it is you're looking for. There's also taming in this game. I'm not sure how that works, but again, we will figure that out together. I'm sure you probably can tame everything, and then if you look in the knowledge tree, you also can get domesticated stuff for food. So again, I'm not 100% sure on how that works, but we will figure it out together. And series that everybody can kind of look forward to seeing here in the relative future as soon as I figure out how my computer works, because I don't exactly have a recording software. I just happen to have a pretty decent computer that has Windows 10, and I have an Xbox Live account, so I'm kind of using the Windows recording software right now, at least for the time being, until I find something that works for me. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and get away. Yeah, that's okay. It's not too big of a deal. We'll go ahead and tab back into the hunting mode and see if we can find something. Again, looks like a reindeer. Yep, let's go ahead and hunt that bad boy. Grab our 3 people again, since you know 3 people is always better than 1. Go ahead, tab back out. Have them run back over here. Now, the people will, if like it's cold outside or during the winter, if you can go send them to hunt. You can do everything you can every season besides what items you can't harvest in that season. The only difference is that obviously they will get cold or they will need to eat more often. And pretty much all you gotta do for that is just sit back and relax, especially in this game. You don't have to do too much hands-on stuff. They will go get their own food. It's not too terribly difficult to let them kind of do their own thing, especially when it comes to eating and staying warm. They will just run back to their house and make sure that they keep themselves warm. You just kind of want to, like I said, keep the skins and different things ready so that if it is cold outside, they will go ahead and get whatever it is themselves. And we got that reindeer down, so we're going to go ahead and get all the resources right here. And if you ever do wonder what you get per animal that you get down, the little bottom tab right here does tell you what each animal has after it's died. Obviously, the bigger the animal is, the more items you will get. And then, you know, to find anything else, you just kind of run around the map. And the discolorated stuff, obviously, is things that you can mine. Not entirely sure what exactly all that stuff is, but yeah, we'll figure it all out together. So let's go ahead and see what this is. Oh, looks like we just hit another milestone. That's what's up. Like that. Clip it. Hit knowledge. You can learn knowledge points in game by achieving. Oh yeah, that's what I was just talking about. These are the little list of everything you can do to unlock knowledge points. Reaching larger population, building different structures, hunting different animals, acquiring various resources, killing raiders, unlock milestones, surviving more years. So it's kind of just as you progress through the game, doing everything you need to do allows you to get more points. and you do just kind of want to keep an eye on everything that you're using, all the resources, just so that when it gets depleted, you can go ahead and move your people. Like I chose these 3 plots right here for fishing, and then once they're done, I'll just jump down to these 2, and then just flip-flop back and forth as they heal themselves back up. I can go ahead and spin around though real quick and just make sure that the stick area is still working, and we'll go ahead and remove that, and we're going to place a new stick area right here, and then run over here and do the same thing to the flint pile, just so that we can make sure that we are keeping an eye on how much flint we're using. We do have a decent amount still left in that section, so we'll go ahead and leave that alone. And we do have 12 up here in the corner. This is like the hot bar for everything you need to keep an eye on while you're playing the game. Obviously you have the meat, you have your fish, the vegetables, sticks, flint, bones, raw skin, and everything else. This is the temperature, the season you were in, the length you're into it, and then obviously your knowledge points and your population. So we're going to go ahead and learn food drying, just so we can get that down. Like I said, I like making sure that everybody's well taken care of, especially in the first couple winters on games like this, just so I don't have to worry about food. And generally speaking, if you make sure you don't have to worry about food in the early processes of the game, then worrying about it later is much easier, because you have most of the stuff set up for it, and you've already been able to supply everybody with what they needed so far. So again, we're gonna tab back out and see if there's something else around us to hunt, just because we are getting close to the end of summer, and I would like to get the meat storage up a little bit more. Again, as you've seen, we've gone through 2 seasons so far, and we've gone through a decent amount of fish and a little bit of raw meat, obviously, or a little bit of meat, excuse me. Obviously, we have not had a lot to play with yet, and you know, we will get to points where we will have more and more freedom of running around. And this one's actually at half health, so I'm gonna go ahead and hunt him, and then we'll just go ahead and tab out, and then we'll let that happen. And this right here too, if you scroll in and you see these little icons, that's what excuse me again, that's what they're needing at that point in time. That, if I'm not mistaken, is food. Yeah, he's hungry, so at some point in time in the near future, he will probably run back and grab some food. They won't kill themselves to do tasks. From what I've seen, they'll just stop what they're doing and go do something else to get them whatever they need. So, you know, it's not exactly that complicated to make sure people stay alive, as long as you keep on top of making sure that, you know, you have food for them, and you're constantly looking for different animals, and making sure that you're not just ignoring whatever it is that you're doing. Also, we do have raw meat right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and send some more people over here to grab that, just so we don't have to worry about that. I didn't realize that it was so far away, nor realized that there was only one person getting it. What is this person doing? Going after a wild donkey. What's he doing? Going after a wild donkey. Low on stats. Where is this donkey at? Okay, they did get the donkey, so we're gonna go ahead and send him to, oh, he's going to get berries, so we'll let him go eat. And then again, we got some more knowledge points. But yeah, so this is the start of the series. We'll go ahead and wrap up this episode here. We're getting closer to 30-minute mark for this series. I think I'm going to keep the episodes somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 minutes, just depending upon what's going on that day and everything. I do have a pretty decently open schedule for planning and doing things. So making sure I have videos out every day or every other day should be a very easy task to get done. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by and watching the video. Again, my name is Ghost. Go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you would like. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Bye.